Sometimes the first step is a clear label. Jealousy is an emotional response to a perceived threat to something we value, usually a relationship or status. It brings together sadness, fear, and anger and often feels urgent. Unlike envy, which is about wanting what another has, jealousy is about protecting a valued connection from a rival. Most people feel jealousy at times. It is not a moral failure. It signals that a need or expectation isn't being met, whether in a romance or at work. That signal can motivate change, but it can also push us toward unhelpful behavior. For example, a partner who becomes distant may trigger jealousy because you fear losing intimacy. At work, it appears when someone gets recognition you expected and can lead to resentment or overwork. Sibling examples show how long-standing roles and comparisons feed jealousy. Psychologically, jealousy is shaped by three main systems. First, attachment history. People with anxious attachment are more prone to jealous thoughts. Second, social comparison. Measuring ourselves against others can leave us feeling short. Third, cognitive biases. Our minds fill gaps with assumptions, often seeing threat where there may be none. Biologically, jealousy activates threat circuits like the amygdala, increasing arousal and attention. It also involves reward systems that evaluate loss and motivation, which is why jealousy mixes pain and action. Those systems can drive unhelpful behaviors like monitoring a partner's messages, or withdrawing from connection, or lashing out, actions that usually make things worse rather than better. Recognizing the pattern helps. Notice the triggers, times, places, or people that make jealousy rise. Track bodily reactions, tension, racing thoughts, or repeated checking. Labeling the emotion, saying "I feel jealous," moves you from being hijacked by it to observing it. Before acting, assess the evidence. What do you actually know versus what you assume? Separate facts from stories your mind is telling. Test assumptions with small questions. "I noticed you seemed distant. Are you okay?" Rather than accusations. Practice expressing needs, not accusations. Describe what you felt and what you need. Build self-worth outside the relationship. Hobbies and friendships reduce pressure. Set clear, fair boundaries so expectations are understood. Therapy targets both thoughts and attachment patterns. CBT addresses distorted beliefs and encourages experiments instead of checking and control. Emotion-focused approaches help name vulnerable needs underneath jealousy and express them safely. In couples work, partners learn to respond in ways that lower defensiveness and build trust. Use observation feeling need request as a simple structure for difficult talks. Small, consistent responses build more security over time. When jealousy spikes, pause, take several breaths, and note the urge. Write the specific thought and rate how certain you are that it's true. Share one observation and one specific need instead of a long list of accusations. If jealousy is frequent, extreme, or leads to controlling behavior, seek a clinician. Look for someone experienced with attachment work and behavioral change. Therapy provides guided practice and helps retrain automatic responses. Preventive work includes regular self-care, maintaining outside relationships, and clear expectations. Limit social media or reframe what you compare. Digital feeds can fuel jealousy. Practice gratitude and perspective-taking to reduce automatic negative comparisons. Behavioral experiments help. Try small tests of your assumptions, observe outcomes. Track what happened versus what you feared to update beliefs. Over time, evidence builds and reduces reactive patterns. Avoid chasing certainty through control or surveillance. These strategies backfire. Withdrawal removes chance for repair and increases distance. Anger that blames rather than names needs will escalate conflict and harm relationships. Build secure patterns. Consistent small gestures of responsiveness matter more than grand declarations. Responsiveness includes listening, validating feelings, and following through on promises. Friends and other supports provide perspective and emotional balance. Immediate steps. Pause, check the facts, and communicate one clear need. Use observation feeling need request when you speak. If jealousy is persistent or controlling, seek a therapist with experience in attachment and behavior change. Jealousy is common and understandable. The goal is not to erase it but to respond differently. Small, consistent steps change patterns more reliably than dramatic fixes. Over time, jealousy can become a source of information about your needs rather than a threat to relationships. In short, jealousy has clear roots: history, comparison, and threat responses. It becomes a problem when it leads to harmful actions, but it is also treatable. Practice curiosity, not blame. Ask what the feeling tells you about your needs. 3 quick actions you can take. Pause, check the facts, and express one clear need. Keep communications short and specific. This lowers reactivity. If patterns repeat, seek therapy to retrain automatic reactions. Practice these skills in low-stakes moments so they become habits when emotions are high. Daily habits build resilience and reduce sensitivity to triggers. Acknowledge small wins, they matter. Therapy offers concrete tools, reworking thoughts, expressing needs, and changing behaviors. Many people find steady improvement with guided practice. Change takes time. Expect gradual improvement rather than overnight fixes. Imagine pausing, noting your thought, and asking one calm question. This often redirects the interaction. That simple sequence can replace escalation with repair. Responses that validate and reassure reduce jealousy over time. Jealousy is information about a need. Treat it as a cue to learn rather than a verdict. With reflection, communication, and practice, you can reduce its harm. Notice, test, communicate, and practice. Those steps change the story. See the description for an extended transcript, suggested readings, and links to support. Recommended areas: attachment theory, CBT, and emotion-focused work. If you found this useful, look for follow-up videos on attachment and communication. Remember, jealousy is common, understandable, and changeable with steady work. Take small steps, practice, and give yourself credit for progress. Approach your feelings with curiosity and aim for connection over control. Jealousy: notice, test, communicate, practice. Find the extended transcript and further resources in the video description. Thank you for watching.